So Season 7 is approaching in Mad City, and I have a massive theory as what I think is going to be happening in the next season. Like, what vehicles are we going to be getting, what's going to happen to the map. I'm going to cover all of that in today's video, so make sure you watch to the end so you do not miss any of it, and let's get right on and into it. So if you go around Mad City, you'll notice that there are actually these random boats. There's a couple of them just laying around. Now, loads of people think that these are submarines. Now, I don't really think that's the case, because if you look at the shape of a submarine and the shape of the boats you can see in the game, they don't really look the same. So now you might be wondering, well, CJ, if it's not a submarine, then what is this? Now, I'm not saying submarines won't be added, because they might be added in the next season, as like, I don't know, the level 50 vehicle or something, but I think this vehicle here is a cruise ship, because if you look at it, it kind of looks like a cruise ship more than a submarine. So level 100 rank next season will probably be a cruise ship, which would be really cool to see as well. Like, riding around these waters with a massive boat would be so cool. You know, they haven't really got much boats. They've only got like 3 boats. They got the normal boat, the jet ski, and then like the hydro boat or whatever it is. So they haven't really got much boats, so adding in a cruise ship would really change that up. Alright, so we've talked about what vehicles could be in the next season, but what about the map? What changes will the next season have on the map? Now, I'm just going to say this now. I think the entire map, or most of the map, might end up flooding in the next season. Now, if you're familiar with the game Fortnite, this might sound a little bit familiar. You know, some areas of the map will be flooded whilst others are floating, sort of thing. I think that's going to be coming to Mad City, and here is why. So there's got to be a reason why Swifty Studios decided to add these boats, right? Because, like, you look at the map, there's a lot of land and not too much water. Yes, there's water around it, but the water just goes around the island around the map, right? Like, you don't need to go in the water to go somewhere else, which is why I think the map's going to be flooding. They're adding in boats as another way to get around the map, because the map will end up flooding. Yes, some areas of the map won't be flooding, like maybe the bank, maybe the pyramid might not be flooding, but most of the map will probably end up flooding, which is why they're adding in new boats for another way of getting around. Now, you might be saying that, well, if they do this in Mad City, then Swifty Studios are technically copying Fortnite, because, in case you don't know, if you look at the Fortnite map, here it is, up on the screen, you'll see that the majority of the map is actually underwater. Some parts aren't, but if they actually do this in Mad City, that would technically be copying Fortnite. But this isn't actually the first time that Swifty Studios would have taken something from Fortnite if they decided to make the next season a flooded season, you know? You see these zip lines here? These are in Fortnite. Now, you know what else are in Fortnite? Challenges, you know? So all of this stuff that you might not have realised is actually in Fortnite, right? So they're taking ideas from Fortnite. I'm not saying they copied it, they're taking the ideas from Fortnite, meaning that the next season has a high chance of being a water flooded season. That would also make sense why there's boats here, and it would also make sense about the next boss. You guys remember back to the previous video I made on why the mysterious figure wants to ruin the map, right? Well, how is he going to ruin the map? He might want to flood the map. Of course, their whole goal, the boss's whole goal, was to destroy the city, take over the city, kill everyone. How are they going to do this? By flooding the map. It's never been done before in Mad City. We've seen fire. We've not seen water actually take over the map. We've seen Star-Lord, but now Kua has been taken out and dead. We might see the rise of Star-Lord within the next season. A lot of watery things. It also relates to these boats, and that's what I think the next season on Mad City will be. So a lot to take in, but the main point of this video is I think the next season, this water around's gonna flood almost the entire map like it did in Fortnite, and that would explain why there's boats there, and it would also explain how the bosses would end up destroying and taking over the city, right? It all makes sense, and that's today's theory. If you enjoyed and it makes sense and you enjoyed the theory, let me know by smashing that like button. Do exactly the same if you are new to the subscribe button. It really helped me out and help the channel out. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. So yeah, see ya.